What's great is that I've set a notification to do that when someone hosted, so it went off during my freaking match. Because I forgot, like, even if you turn off, for whatever reason, I don't know if it does this in other ones. In OBS, if you turn off the notification, like disable the notification, it still plays the audio.
Oh jeez.
It removes it, like
God.
it quote unquote removes it from the scene, but it does that by like removing the display.
Were you the sound for the stream?
Yeah. I don't think anybody noticed it because they're all like so busy just being incredibly bored by that game. I had like an eye on chat and like they're just talking about like burritos and other random stuff. I was like, man, nobody's enjoying this.
I say it looked like a bad Ninja Gaiden.
I'm kind of sad I missed it.
You can watch the VOD later, but it's just like they had the concept of, all right, this game's name is Zero G Man, the Zero Gravity Man. Okay, what's his special skill? He can jump really high. And then they proceed
That
to
is
not use
the
that anywhere else in the game.
shittiest superhero.
Like the manual like starts off by telling you how high he can jump, but that doesn't get used anywhere in the game. Like there's no purpose to jumping higher. Like the entire thing is like stun things with your gun and then stab it up like by holding up or down and using the attack button. That game sucked. Anyways, I'm sorry. I'm like hijacking this with things that are not related to our RP.
It's like if Mario just rolled around with a pistol.
Dude, that'd be the best game ever, though! Wouldn't that just be the
sure there's a
sickest
hack of
shit?
You know there's like a Super Mario Brothers hack where like it's just the fire flower is a gun.
Yeah, let's get Mario with a Glock.
Would you? Or is that more of a blue? I think it's more of a blue.
Yeah.
Depends if it has a suppressor or not.
Also, can you shrink the? Can you shrink the icons?
Which icons do you want me to shrink? The paper dolls?
No. In the Roll20, like collapse everybody's image. Like go into options, go into the options tab, and then hit player avatar size and change it to names
okay.
only.
Yeah. Because A, it's kind of blocked in from map space, and B.
Yes, I understand why to do that. Okay, got it.
All right.
Alright, now, good.
Now I can welcome you to Voices in the Wilderness, a 13th Age adventure. When we last left our heroes, they had taken on a shady job after hitting up the bar scene in Narohama.
Well, most of them.
After meeting up with a new contact, getting a general idea where Boss Wingspring, a kobold crime boss from the crime-filled city, was apparently hiding something that that Casey would very much want. The party set off to do a little infiltration and then a little quick work to get to their payday.
Oh my god.
A quick escape later, they would be right about to surface from under the canals of Narohama. You burst through the surface as Porter kind of get you out of the way as quiet as possible. You're in a back alley, and he pretty much looks at you and goes, "I'm not even going to ask anything."
Good choice.
Safest bet you don't.
Probably
That's
for
why
the
we
best.
like you, Porter.
But it's also getting kind of late, and you have a +1 now, I see. The thing that Casey would want, who is now in the back of the aqua rickshaw, just kind of coughing up water, is Cyril Harmanthazel, the bureaucrat who would have. What was that?
Did we ever actually take that gag off?
No.
I think you.
I think Hunhow did.
Okay.
No, I didn't. I just kind of
Oh,
grabbed him and ran.
Oh, wait, did Lissy? Lizzie might have. Or maybe nobody did.
No.
He just got black bagged.
Alright, well, I will remove the gag.
He kind of just looks up. That would have been nice to do before we submerged.
You wouldn't have been breathing anyway.
Yes, but I wouldn't. Never mind. I suppose he kind of gets to his feet. And then ricks, and then wobbles back and forth, and then sits back down.
Yeah.
I suppose I do owe you some thanks, but where are we and why am I here with you? Last I knew,
I was hoping you would be able to tell us, since you were the one kidnapped by a kobold boss leader, gangman.
Well, I was headed back to I was headed back to Allroot after leaving the settlement, and I suppose I was waylaid, and it's been mostly darkness and getting transported ever since. You should have took her up on that offer.
Offer?
Ooh.
Who? Her?
Yes. You know, you brought her back when you went on that expedition. Irene Cuttereye?
Oh, yes.
No,
Oh,
she...
yeah, we saved her life, didn't we?
Ferris doesn't know.
She did
But
also,
but nods like he knows
help
anyway.
us, too. Well, I remember old Cutter Eye.
I do too.
Yeah, she told me that there was somebody interested in meeting me further up north in the Empire, but since he kind of sighs, services were no longer necessary, I figured it would be best just to head back to Allroot. And from the look of it, I made it up all this way anyway.
Did she give you a name of a person you were supposed to meet?
No, I was kind of in midst of leaving in a huff.
Yeah, why were those services not needed anymore?
Yes, we held our first election. And despite the fact that I was the most logical person to continue the mayoral duties I was already doing, I was absolutely crushed.
By who?
Well, Templeton.
I'm so sorry.
Camille isn't actually present, but she's going to feel this wave of nausea and laughter all at the same time. Not sure why, though.
This is equal parts laughing because, oh god, you lost to him, and also, oh god, he's a mayor?
Yes, so no, I didn't get any information. I just firmly rejected the offer. I was upset enough that I had lost to the underhanded criminal aspect as is. I didn't need to duck right back into it. It would feel like kind of taking a stroll through a salt mine after being so wounded.
But you wound up... That's not a consolation at all, is it?
No. 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 It's not.
Well,
I mean, don't get me wrong, I very much appreciate being saved. I'm just both equally surprised and somehow not surprised that it was you bunch.
We feel the same way.
And I bet Gunhill will be thrilled to see you.
Oh,
You
yeah.
just- You just hear Porter. Is there anywhere I could bring you guys? If you're gonna need my services again tomorrow, I'm gonna need to actually sleep.
Yeah.
That
mean,
sounds
we're gonna
like
need
a
your
brilliant
services.
idea.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So I guess what we did was we sent the rest of the crew plus Gunhill to look for lodging, or they're just sticking with the ship and we'll sleep on the ship? Question mark.
I mean,
Yeah,
Lissy
that's
doesn't
where I've
want
got
to
my
lose the ship.
emergency hammocks. Lissy did really, really want to keep an eye on the ship.
Yes, I did.
Don't want to find it up on cinder blocks in a bad neighborhood.
No, I don't.
It's a very bad neighborhood.
I know, right?
What did they steal?
They just literally everything.
You're
It's-
red off with a keel, it's just a hole, no keel.
Yup.
I mean, it's powered by Door. We could just have Door do laps around the river.
Which is what I was asking before on why Lissy was driving, but what?
Wouldn't that attract interesting attention though if there's just a boat on its own doing
The
laps
ghost
in the
of
river?
Narohama, yes.
Yeah, I don't feel like that would have been.
Door.
I don't think that would have
To
been
be
the
fair,
most
Wait,
wise
my
decision.
brother is also still tied up on the ship, so it's probably for the best that someone's there.
Well, Bruno's there. He'll take care of it.
Okay, so I guess we're heading back to the ship.
I guess so.
To the ship, Porter.
We also got some new parts that I might be able to do something with.
Oh, right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Right, all of the stuff in the safe that I wasn't able to get to on an infiltration mission that we completely failed being stealthy at.
Yeah, but we kill real good.
It's true.
It's called combat stealth.
It was more like, why am I here?
So what is it that Casey would have wanted out of that safe? They wanted. Why would she want Cyril?
And we all
Who
know
wouldn't
kind of
want
look-
Cyril?
I mean, I can't
That's
blame her,
Asking
but
for a
yes.
friend.
You know, well, I believe Minerva wanted Cyril. Porter, does that
Right.
name sound familiar to you at all?
Yes.
Good or bad?
That sounded bad.
That
Well,
was
I
the
mean,
yes
there's-
of your fare just increased, wasn't it?
That was the yes of, there's really only 2 crime bosses remaining in the city, and one of them is Minerva, and the other one, I think you just blew up the restaurant.
Well, it's good we've picked a side already.
Yep.
I feel like we should have made a more informed decision about it, though.
Look, we got Cyril out of this.
What now? Now you're wanting a more informed?
I mean, it would have been nice.
Yeah, it really would have been.
Too late now. Blow him up.
The small one does have a point.
We can blow
And he
Minerva
kidnap-
up too to
And
be
he
even.
kidnapped our friend Cyril.
Who's Cyril?
Yes, who are you?
Oh, I'm Hunhound. Nice to meet you.
Oh, yes, I'm Cyril. Cyril Harmantazale.
Oh god, there's another one.
Another what?
You.
He?
Well, there's
Slowly.
only one of you, but there's another in our group,
Huh.
which is you. Since the last time you ran into Cyril.
For the record, Dan, Cyril is a wood elf, or...
He is a kind of tiefling equivalent, so he's got hooves and kind of small curling horns.
Oh. Wait, what do you mean there's another one? Oh, another one of us. Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
Brains off again
Party
today.
group.
Gotcha.
Technically speaking, there's a lot more of us, because other than Nos and Malkesh,
Well, no,
has
Ferris-
he met Lissy and Ferris?
Yeah, Ferris had met Cyril.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shortly before we bailed on the settlement.
Yes. So
That's
technically,
a
it's
long
our
time
fault.
ago.
Yes, I believe you had your first run-in with Terrible Coffee while we were at the settlement, no?
Yes, and that's why there's a lot more of the group, but a lot less of Melkesh.
Pigment is a small thing to trade.
So yeah, Ferris will kind of lean into Porter and say, "Hey, we're gonna turn in for the night too, but in the morning, do you think you could take us to a place where some of the Nervous associates might hang out?"
I think you're kind of maybe profiling a bit there, friend.
Well, no, I'm just saying, like, you seem to know your way around town.
Okay, yes, that's true.
You
But I
took us
don't.
to that bar that happened to have somebody who didn't care for the other major crime boss in town.
Yes. I mean, it's a happening. You told me to take you to. You effectively told me to take you to a sketchy bar, so I took you to
You know
the
what?
sketchiest bar I knew about.
We could just head back to the sketchy bar.
Yeah, that's true.
What time is it, though?
Yeah, let's go. Let's turn
It's
in for the night.
really late, yeah.
It's-
We've
yeah.
done a lot.
I
it's-
am the tired.
Yeah, long after midnight by this point.
So let's sleep on it.
Sounds
Not
like a
bad.
good plan.
And with that, Porter would take you back to the High Fish. Get you back set up. He'd kind of pull in between the division of the ship and be as like, "Oh, this is cool and convenient. Never seen anything like this. I can just like chill between this ship. I'm not going to. I'm going to go to my house."
Well, I mean, you're welcome.
Hey, I'm getting paid.
Hunau just kind of looks at Porter and opens his mouth as if about to ask a question before just closing his mouth and getting off the rickshaw onto the boat.
All right, I'll see you tomorrow morning sometime.
Nice.
Meanwhile, Gunhild sees about 75% of the party walking off carrying some sort of bag of loot, and also Cyril.
Speaking of Gunhild, what was Gunhild up to this afternoon?
She was primarily just so she's been trying to, how do I put this? Combine her interests by trying to start up a small show trying to explain the group's exploits through the power of wrestling. It's been going okay.
Can you give me a strength background roll and a charisma background?
As soon as I remember to actually open
I'm
my
excited for this.
My charisma. No, charisma is 1. I thought it was -1. Hooray! It's wisdom that's -1.
That is 2 more than you thought.
Yep.
And I'm just imagining Gunhild dressing up Bruno in various costumes to fill the different enemy roles.
Alright, let's see. What can I use to. I think Heroic Code is good enough for. We'll say that's Charisma. Good enough to show off their exploits. Or not, depending on how this roll goes. And that should do it.
All right. And can you give me a strength one as well?
The country upbringing, because that's where she learned all her. All those moves that she pulls off. And it's also where she learned about a lot of this to begin with, because of all the traveling shows that visited her village.
All right. you have put on a very, very successful show. The show part, whatever you wanted to communicate with the show, whatever you want to communicate with the show, you've communicated. You haven't particularly... You've actually very, very effectively pulled your punches, so you haven't exactly given away your strength, but you really haven't kind of, if people are impressed, they're impressed with the showmanship of.
Yeah, that makes sense. She's not exactly trying to injure anybody as part of the process.
If you want to add 100 gold in tips and kind of gathered from what you've done that, go ahead.
And done.
And is there anything particular, as once again, you've impressed, is there anything about the city you'd like to know, or any particular contact you have made through this?
Let's see. I'm trying to think of what our options are. I mean, part of the reason that she did she put her vote in to go here was to, in particular, learn more about like the grafting process. But actually, just taking a look at the map and see if there's anything in particular that would stand out. Let's zoom out here. You know, she would probably just try to gather up information on just what the other, like what other Dragonic are like in the area, as well as just kind of casually listen in and try to figure out if there's anything in particular about any unusual rituals or anything. If people have seen, like, kind of, in particular, if people have seen or discussed, or even if there's just rumors of anything about the, you know, races that maybe are unusual in their own right, like not necessarily like, you know, half-elves or things like that, more so interesting things about, you know, people talking about, I guess, like, for lack of a better term, like things that were kind of fit the description of the homunculus that they saw back at a while ago, or if they've seen similar things that just don't seem like they fit in, much like herself.
You would get kind of a combination. A lot of the rumors around town seem to be surrounding kind of the Bandit Queen and what she is. There's an air of mystery that, people talk about how, about being just this completely shrouded figure with some strange glowing and you also kind of get the general of kind of stranger, or at least races more common to this town than elsewhere. You get a lot of talk, once again, kind of as everybody else would, about the particular two most powerful kind of crime bosses who kind of run this city. And it brings up because they're not exactly of the common races. One being Boss Minerva, who is a mer person and has always made a fairly good profit by essentially, and you can kind of hear some people under their breath and whispers talk about, if you need something transported on the canals without any imperial checkpoints or search ships finding it, then that's who you go to. And anything that you were looking in of kind of strange materials or rituals, that'd be kind of what they would point you towards. But you also hear that kind of her biggest opponent would be Boss Wingspring, who is a kobold, and the big rumor you hear about him is his ability to pretty much buy and trade strange and ethically questionable technology. Some people even some people even suspect that because that a lot of the crime is let be in Narohama because the Empire is one of Wingspring's clients.
That's good information to have. That's
Yeah.
like that's Wind Spring, like WIND or
Wing.
Wing. G is in. Okay. Writing it down so I can reference it during the. Okay, yeah,
All right.
that's probably that's definitely probably the most interesting information that she'll have picked up on. She in turn will probably just take a note of it and kind of key into that as she, in case she happens to hear that on her walk back to where they're staying.
Yeah. On the return and kind of having a restful night of sleep, the sun will rise over Narohama. It's a different feel where you can see the pleasant glittering wherever pretty much the sun can break through the taller buildings and kind of hit the river. There's a bustle of smaller ships going back and forth, buying, selling. Larger ones kind of just making their way either up north to Fool's Fall or down to the Imperial capital. And of course all the mess of neon signage that would have just been illuminating the main river is off during the day. It looks like a calmer city. Ferris, you would know that you have a time to meet up with your sudden contact you made yesterday to trade. Lissy, you know that you have a calling card with a particular warehouse from the merman you played dice with last night. And Gunhild, you'd see that suddenly Cyril is around.
She kind of. What are we staying in? It's just a building, right? It's a standard.
I think you're just staying on the boat as of now.
Yeah.
On the what?
The boat.
Okay. Oh, so then she will. If there's a standard eating area that they, or place where they meet in the morning, she'll kind of walk down, just kind of stretching along the way. She hasn't put on her armor or anything yet, so just kind of casual clothes and. Oh boy, man, I haven't rested that good in a while. Hey, Ferris, Hunhel, Malkesh, Lissy, Nastasia. Cyril?
Oh, you're still here too. Okay, well that's.
I could be saying the same about you. What? How? What did you all do last night?
We found him tied up with a ball gag.
In a safe.
Okay, don't tell me anything else. I don't want to know.
Mm-hmm.
Nas just just wiggles her eyebrows.
Monkesh looks over to Ferris. See, problem solved.
Well, okay. Got a point.
Yes, as
Okay.
from what they told me, I was in the safe in the back of a restaurant with these bags of loot, and he points to the sacks.
The back of a restaurant with bags of loot.
Why are we keeping those in the dining room again, guys? Shouldn't we have
It's not-
stowed them a little safer?
It's not a big boat.
Oh.
She just, she hears bag of loot, she immediately looks towards Ferris.
Hey, only one of those is mine.
And I
Yeah,
suppose the rest
and
belong to
none of them
everybody
are
else.
mine.
Yeah.
I rescued the hostage.
I didn't do shit, apparently.
We took it from a very bad person.
What
It's true.
very bad person? Why didn't
Boss
You could've-
Kling Spring.
Kling? Wait, who?
Kobold Boss Kling Spring. He's runs a gang out here in Narohama.
Kling Spring.
Or
He
Wing
kinda,
Spring.
flips.
Wing Spring. That's his name, not Kling
Yeah,
Spring.
she flips open her notebook, takes a quick look. Wait, really? Well,
Playing
I
spring.
hope you all
brother
didn't hurt anybody
wings
too
spring.
much.
Malkesh bites his lip.
How much did you... They're all dead, aren't they?
Not
It's
all of them.
not too much.
There was a slight explosion.
In a
Slight.
sense,
A slight
that
explosion.
energy can't be created or destroyed, so they're still around somewhere.
Everything goes somewhere, right?
Circle of life.
I mean...
Mostly
you could have
dead.
at least left them in one piece and alive.
I'm actually with you there,
Uh,
everyone.
Malkesh coughs hard.
Ferris just bites his tongue.
It's not like we
I-
like stabbed him in the back and let them bleed out on the floor or anything like that.
She once again just
Ferris
looks
continues
directly
to
at
hold his
Ferris.
tongue.
I mean, you could have at least told me what you guys were doing?
You seem busy.
It was kind of a last minute thing.
We kind of went straight from the bar to blowing
Well,
it up.
they said they were going to move Cyril, and I didn't want to lose. We didn't know it was Cyril, but they were going to move the thing that we were after, and I didn't want to lose out on that. And look, we got Cyril back.
Yeah.
It all worked
I-
out.
I suppose it's true. I did just leave on my own to do a show, but
And it seems like you were doing a pretty good job of the show. Aren't you happy?
well, yes.
I see no problem here. Other than that, I didn't get nearly enough loot for this. I mean, I see no problem here.
I mean, we'll split it up evenly.
I'm not concerned about how we're splitting it up. It's just
Oh no, I am.
I know
Look,
I know my
I-
ideals are not exactly the ideals of all of us here, but
The way I see it is we made the city safer.
And we rescued somebody.
I suppose we did. I just
Rescue.
I'd
We're
rather our
heroes.
legacy here not be petty criminals that blow things up. If we can
No,
help
we
it.
blew up the petty criminals.
Yeah.
Yes, but they don't know who
Technically,
blew it
that makes
up.
us
If they see,
larger scale criminal than the petty criminals we blew up.
great, then we'll be
Yeah, we're
large-scale
trolls.
criminals who blow things up.
Well, but once we leave, there will be less large-scale criminals, you know. How many of them did we
I
blow
like
up?
how you're joining in on this, Hal. This is brilliant.
Like, at least a dozen.
Right. So there's 5 of us. No, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Cyril, do you count?
No.
Half.
It's half the number, and once we are gone from the city, it'll be 12 petty criminals off the streets.
Have you ever considered? You know what? No, you guys don't consider. Fine.
Look, I'm sorry, Gunhill. Next time I'll try to be more discreet.
I
Yeah.
hope you do.
Please be more discreet. That way we wouldn't have to blow anybody up.
I have ideas about
I
mufflers.
didn't know that the drill was going to be loud.
There's a drill involved? What do you mean the drill?
Well, it's an
What are you
acronym
trying to
for-
do?
It was the decoding rune of lesser locking, and
You've lost me. You just completely.
look, they kept Cyril in a vault, and we needed to open the vault, and the room was kind of loud, and it was going flawlessly, but then they heard the rune, and then Malkesh saved us, but also we kind of blew up the building.
But you didn't know it was Cyril until after you blew up the building.
Well, we knew it.
That's
yeah,
technically
yeah.
correct. Yeah.
Technically, yes.
So you blew up the building, not knowing if you're going to blow up the thing that you were trying to get to begin with and kill.
We
a bunch
did
of
know it was important.
It was the front
It
of
was
the
a
building.
really big. Yeah, it was really the front and all the
Yeah,
workers.
yeah.
And
people. Oh, that makes it okay then.
We
It's
honestly
just
didn't
the,
know
it was
that
only a
was
little bit
Cyril.
of the building and all the people inside.
yeah.
In fact, it wasn't even all the people inside.
Unbelievable.
No, I had to
backgrounds
death
were
knell
fine.
one guy on the back.
Well, no, yeah, two
Yeah.
of the people were outside because they poured boiling water on them.
Ooh.
Well, that doesn't.
This
Oh, well,
is
that's
just
much
weird.
better then. They died completely
What if-
differently.
Well, I'm pretty sure actually I saw one of those bodies, and it looks like he just fell in and drowned for no reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, no reason.
Oh, okay, then it's just 11 people. That's significantly better.
And here I was worried I'd have to adjust to something change.
Welcome back, Cyril.
Yes, welcome back.
Well,
I
then
just,
Ferris
I need.
just stretches out and yawns. Time to hit the sack.
Even though it's
It's-
first thing in the morning.
Didn't we just get up?
It's
All
8
right.
o'clock in the morning.
I mean, I gotta go, and Ferris just leaves.
Ferris just jumps off the ship.
Just jumps straight into the
Shadow walks
river.
out of the room.
He grabs one of the bags and leaves.
I have to leave now.
So, to refresh, your bags are: you have 1 sack of airship parts, 1 sack of ritual components, and 1 sack of dirty money.
Oh, should clean it off first.
Let's make sure that he grabs a sack of ritual components, and then
Hang on a second.
Does the bag just have dirty money written on it, like in big felt
Yes.
pen?
just giant dollar signs.
Yup. It's
It
actually
doesn't
two
say
lines
money, it
there.
says money.
It says Glad.
There we
Yes.
go. Yeah.
Well, it was marked. It's marked by kobolds, so.
it's got loads
That
of money
does make
written on
sense.
one side.
Just lots of money without the just like improperly written.
Lots glad.
Lots of money, no steal.
I'm not very happy if Ferris is taking the components that I actually took.
You took the ship components. I'm taking the ritual components.
Yeah,
Malkesh has the money.
You know what? Great. You all just work this out. I need to process this.
Hanau's got a cup of tea.
Sarah, you're good at math. Help me count this money.
Why did I get myself involved with these people? Well, I guess I know why. But
we're heroes.
why does it have to be this way?
We rescued someone and everything.
Yeah.
We accidentally rescued someone.
It'll work.
Kind of chimes in.
Isn't that
Yeah,
how you normally
sure.
rescue people?
Yes,
In
we
this
are
party, yes.
heroes. Somehow.
It'll work out, Gunhill. You'll see. Always
Are we
has.
really heroes, or are we just petty murderers?
The great
We are
gold
not
worm works
petty.
in mysterious ways.
Ferris, go away.
Unbelievable. Ferris, just... Can you just not talk to me right now?
At any rate, I
That
just
was
snapped the
amazing.
hair.
We have a
Listen,
new
I
quote
don't-
for the
I
title
understand
screen
you
now.
surely had your reasons. It just isn't what I wanted. He just leaves the room.
Well,
We should do something nice for her. Like
yeah, let's get her some flowers or something. Oh, a cake. That's nice.
Cake is a good
Anyone
idea.
here know how to bake?
I don't.
I do. I just
Anyone
don't know
here?
if it's
Anyone
edible.
else here know how to bake?
Bone flour is the same thing as regular flour, right?
Lissy, you can like tinker a cake together, right?
I guess as long as I don't have to use eggs.
This, this is a bad time to bring up that one of Gunhill's original skills was cooking. They didn't really
Gunhill just makes
understand how to
her
RPG
own
was.
I'm sorry cake.
We're sorry for dragging you into a moral quandary cake.
I mean,
There's
that's
not
every
enough room on
encounter,
top, it kind
honestly.
of goes off the side and wraps around.
Yep.
I mean, that's pretty much every encounter, though.
All right. Ferris, you're headed to deliver the goods to
Blaine,
Is it-
yeah.
Blaine. Yes. Yeah, you pretty much have you're a professional. You've pretty much come up with a drop spot, and when you get to the drop spot, you see Blaine, the bouncer from last night, and a second burly man.
Is he going alone there?
Okay, have you chosen to go alone?
It seems that way. unless anybody actually wanted to come along with. But Ferris kind of ducked out in the middle of that.
I mean,
That
if you
that talk with
would
Gunhead.
ask,
Yeah, if
Yeah.
you asked for it, yeah, but
if you
Otherwise,
just left, no.
I
none of
mean,
us
yeah,
know you're
Ferris did. I did say that he ducked out, so no. So,
Yeah, you're on your own,
Okay.
buddy. Good
Yep.
luck.
sorry, that's on me. It soon will be on me, maybe.
No, you'll be on the floor.
Right.
Right.
Well, future boss Blaine, good to see you.
Aha! Finnegan! Well, at least you just didn't make off with everything. So I had an interesting person meet up with me about 15 minutes after you left.
Oh yeah, who was that?
It'd be the infiltration specialist I was put in contact with. Was
Yeah,
very
well-
confused when I said I had already sent somebody on the case.
And here I am with what you asked for.
Mm-hmm. And close to a crater in the ground.
Well, you didn't
From
tell
what
me
I'm
that.
hearing.
You didn't tell me that your rune was going to be so loud.
You told me that you had an infiltration specialist.
Well, yeah, we got in, and then the rune set off, and turns out
Yeah.
everybody. And we have a contingency plan.
You said you were also very good at magic.
Yeah. And again, if I would have known,
Well, I don't know. I thought that you were in on the plan, considering the person who was in on the plan showed up momentarily later.
look, now we're targeting semantics. The job was done. I have what
Right.
you asked for.
The ritual components.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Ferris will show the goods, but not hand over the goods.
I see. I imagine you found what you were looking for.
A little bit more than that, but yes.
Mm-hmm. So, you just left all the valuable ship parts there then?
Not all of them.
So, what you're saying is that you are, from the looks of this, you are taking whatever you needed plus all the ship parts.
You told me to get the ritual components. You didn't say anything about ship parts.
No, I remember quite clearly saying that you have something you really want, I have something I really want, and all the other valuables we can turn around for a profit. I didn't say you can turn around for a profit. There was an insinuated we there.
Well, the team has their own goals.
Uh-huh.
So we'll call it a wash. We got what we want. You get what you want. Trust me, I've seen what these ritual components can do. You'll be raking in money hand over fist in short order.
You gotta give me a charisma roll to convince him with that.
you can also mention that we would have gotten a lot more if the drill hadn't been so fucking noisy.
Let's see if my background rolls have improved at all from last week.
Uh-huh. Well, all right. I see. Well, you did gather what I want, and that is going to get me the foothold. It would have been nice to get some capital, but since you're not even the person I expect, you'll understand if I withhold the rest of any additional payment.
I suppose that might be fair, considering the rest of my team seems to be keen on holding onto their share of the take.
Maybe you should get that better under control. There's if you're looking to start to do work here, there's people who are going to be much more angry at you for pulling a stunt like this, and have much more of the means to make you know how angry they are.
Well, we're new in town. We figured any way to carve a foothold for ourselves.
Mm-hmm. Either way, I don't think I'll be requiring any further services.
Well, should you change your mind, you know my name.
Yes. Alright, he looks to the muscle men. Gather that up. Let's get out of here.
Ferris drops the bag off and feigns a bow as best he can, and then quickly leaves the situation.
Yeah, no, you feel like you've escaped without ruffling too many feathers, though you're not sure if there was anything else you could have gotten out of that. What's everybody else up to?
Counting the money.
Unhow's gonna make another cup of tea and bring it to Gunhild.
I might head to the neighborhood or area, I guess, that I asked about for if I was looking for any current companion. Right after I go check on the apparently still restrained brother. What are we doing with this guy?
Still restrained, still
We're just gonna feed him something?
still kind of looking dejected and brooding after that little play you made the last time you talked.
I guess, yeah. Just give him some food and be like, don't worry, I'm sure someone will care about you eventually. Twist the knife a little further and then head out.
Alright. Malkesh, in the counting, you know that this is pretty much particularly narrow Hama currency. That you could pretty much use this to buy a significant criminal favor, or with some effort and maybe losing some of the value, could turn it into an even 1,600 gold.
That's a lot of gold. So, Malkesh kind of writes the number down and he kind of zips the bag back up and has Bruno sit on it and goes back up. So, we've never really had to question this. How many shares are this?
We usually just do even so that none of us get mad. I mean, so that it's fair. I mean, so that none of us get mad.
Yeah, but there are some people on the ship that I don't know. I don't know what your agreement or payment is with them. Like, do we pay Amboise? Does Gunhild want any of this money?
I think
You have a point.
that
These
might
are questions I'm not sure on.
we might want to set that aside and give her some time.
Well, time is fine, but does she get a share?
Oh yes, absolutely. But perhaps, again, set that aside.
We'll
not-
give it to her with the cake.
We still don't know who's cooking the cake.
With
Well,
this kind of money, we could buy a friggin' cake.
Okay, but the cake does not come out of her share.
Yes.
Well, I mean, I guess that makes sense.
I really like how everything that's happened. The solution is let's make a cake. That'll
No,
fix
now
it.
it's, let's buy a cake.
With the
Let's
stolen
pay someone-
goods.
Yeah. Let's pay someone else to make a cake.
Let's use our stolen
Be a
money.
nice one.
Okay, serious
buy a
out of
cake.
character question. How many ways do we need to split this? Because I'm not even sure how many actual PCs we have.
It'd be 7?
This is true.
I guess, yeah, 7 if we count Carnifex, who is
Well, he's still
active in
right?
paperwork right now.
Carnifex is getting away.
Oh, yeah, no. Yeah,
Yeah.
Carnifex is getting paid for his honest work. We don't need to pay
He
him.
doesn't even do
Okay,
this.
so 6 ways then, right?
Yeah.
1, 2,
'Cause I'm
yeah.
not here, so I can't say for sure, but yeah, 6.
I'm going to assume Ambora doesn't really need that because I would just pay for it, something he needed.
I still like the idea of tying like 300 something gold coins around his collar and watching him try to fly with it.
I'm going to the catnip store.
Enjoy responsibly.
So, do you think we can get a cake for 6 gold and 67 silver? Because there's a remainder.
I think
Oh
the only
my
cake
God.
shop that we would find in this place is a cake shop that's not for.
I feel like if I can buy a potion that is capable of healing mortal wounds for like 100 gold, 6 gold could buy a pretty good sized cake.
like at the very least, a nice slice
Well,
of
the-
some nice cake, you know.
The cake itself heals mortal wounds to the heart. It's the way it works.
All right. You find the lair of the third crime boss, Boss Cake.
Oh my god.
Not Boss Keiko.
Cake spring.
Well, anyway, Malkesh gets little baggies and he splits it into 260 gold apiece and
Okay.
distributes it.
You do have one thing though. It's not just gold. It is.
Oh, it's okay. 260 gold equivalent each.
So right now, everybody has essentially something that they will have to launder themselves, or can just buy a small criminal favor with.
Hunhao sort of looks at the paper money in his hand before just tucking it in the waistline of his loincloth.
Oh no!
As one does. Oh shit.
Please put me in a situation where we can make it rain.
We can right
So,
now.
I guess if we want a cake, there's really only one good place to go. We've got to go to the Goblin Market, don't we?
Goblins are known for their cakes.
They'll sell anything, man.
I have a cake for you right here. It's got strawberries on. What do you want to pay for it?
Exactly. Or although we could also, can we get a cake that like Hunhao can just pop out of?
The best idea ever.
But is that something that Gunhild would want?
I have no
it
idea
would be
why
after
she
it
wouldn't.
happens.
No.
Gunhild was standing in the door the whole time.
Well then,
It'd feel
fine.
great.
All right. Also, Jay, make note that we're going to have a food diversion in Adderjagger, so it'll make
Cut
a
it.
full sweep.
Yep.
So sorry, you said 250?
What do I roll
260.
to see if there are potatoes, Dan?
That would be a wisdom-based background check.
Oh god, no.
No, icon check with Anderson.
Jesus Christ. Actually, Hanao sort of stands up with 2 mugs of tea. If y'all are going for the cake, I think I'll stay here and have a talk with Gunhild.
Well, suit yourself. Bruno, come on.
All right. So, who's headed to the Goblin Market?
I'll go.
Malkesh and Lissy are headed to the Goblin Market. Nastasia is going to the part of town that's been pointed out to her, and Hunhao and Hunhao is approaching Gunhild.
We can wait a few minutes for Ferris if he wants.
Oh no, you guys do your thing.
All right. Who wants to go first?
I'll leave it to Lucas if he wants to go
I
first.
mean, might as well.
Let's go.
So where is Gunhild after she kind of left the team?
She'll just be above deck on the ship at the moment. It's kind of looking over at the out over what little water there is where the high fish currently is.
Hanhao steps up beside her and just kind of holds out the cup of tea. I'm sorry about that. I genuinely mean that.
You know, she takes the tea. Well, thank you. And I think I am too. Maybe. I mean, I'm not everybody's moral compass, you know, and maybe I shouldn't be making such a scene over what the rest of you decide to do.
Well, no, I'm going to have to disagree with that one because, to be perfectly honest, if Ferris and Nastasia were left unchecked, who knows what they'd steal? No, I think it can be stressful, but we do need you to help push us back towards the right path. I must admit, I got sucked into this one. That's my fault. But no, I think you are in the right here.
I can only hope so. I just when you set out to do the right thing, you don't. It sounds silly, but you don't want your legacy to be the wrong thing. And the more we travel, the more we see. I guess the more I worry that we might be making the wrong impression especially when things like this come up. I mean, what if they had been found out? What if someone had seen them? I mean, I just don't understand why it was necessary to do what they did.
Well, it was a tough situation, Gunhild, unfortunately. It truly was. I don't think we had much of a choice in the end.
I know, it's not the first time you've been faced with that kind of choice. But I suppose I worry. It's like you said. I don't want all of us to go down a path that we can't recover from.
Oh, how... I'm not concerned about that, but mostly because we have you. It's hard to go down that path when you have somebody pulling you back up, especially someone as strong as you.
Well, I hope your faith in that regard isn't misplaced. Sometimes I worry about how much I can do, and I can only do so much.
You do more than you think. Trust me in that regard.
I'll certainly try.
And trust me when I say... Sorry, that's funny for unrelated reasons.
Okay, I'll take your word on it.
It's just... It's a Payday 2 thing. There's a song called Give It Your All, and after the whole Payday 2 thing last week, it just rang a chord right in my head.
Sorry, I'll be literally right back. I gotta turn off this alarm. Hold on.
Yeah, sure, absolutely.
Alright.
Gunhild whips her cup of tea at an annoying alarm going off across the street.
Shut up!
What did I do?
Nothing, just making a joke. The party does listen to you more than it may appear, Gunhild. They may fight and say, oh, what we did was in the right, but thing is, they do come back towards the center because of you. They don't keep slipping further. It may not seem like it, and you may not notice right away, but they do listen. Hard-headed as they may be.
I certainly like to believe that's the truth. I just do what I can. It's difficult not knowing if you're doing the right thing, especially if you sometimes don't really quite know who you are.
You're Gunhild.
She kind of looks down at her tea for a moment.
You are Gunhild. I don't know your last name, or even if you have one, but you are Gunhild. You're strong, you're decisive. You are a fantastic wrestler, too. And also
Oh,
being
thank you.
encroached upon by a strange blob. Everything go okay over there,
And
Dan?
combat begins.
No.
Roll for initiative!
Yeah. You know, at the end of the day, I understand. I understand that you and the rest of them, you had to do what you had to do. It just... Maybe I'm considering my own legacy a little too much compared to what we should be doing as a group. And I think, at the end of the day, if we can do what's right and what's just, maybe it's my place to try to guide that towards the right direction, just as you all kind of guide things towards the direction you want it to go. And at the end of the day, like you said, we'll reach some sort of middle ground, and I just hope we don't fall too far. That's all.
At the end of the day, we'll be helping people, Gunhild. I know it may be strange saying that after exploding a storefront.
Yes, you did explode it, from what I've heard.
Yeah, that was horribly unexpected. I would have never guessed a creature so small capable of such chaos. But-
That worries me about Malkesh. I've seen him do it once, and I don't want to see it again.
Regardless, in the end, we are going to be helping people more than hurting. Once we get to Casey, we can save a lot of lives, prevent a lot of conflict. It's just going to be a
certainly
little
hope that's
bumpy
the
getting
case.
there. But the good news is we will have you to guide us.
Yes, I've learned that things aren't so black and white as I would like them to be, but I suppose that's part of where this adventure has taken me.
It is never as simple as you'd like it to be, but please, enjoy the tea, and if you want to talk, I will always be ready to listen.
Well, thank you, Hunhao. I think with everything that's happened to us over the past couple of months, maybe I just need some time to really think about what it all means.
That level of doubt, it can
It
help
eats
you.
away at you.
It can help you or it can harm you. Don't let it eat at you. It's good to wonder and make sure to keep yourself in check, but don't let it cause you to stay up at night.
We'll find the truth soon enough.
Indeed we will.
Alright.
Actually, gonna let one last thing is Hunhao leaves and just add Linrosk. It's my mother's last name.
Linrosk?
My name, it's Gunhild Linrosk.
Hunhouse smiles. It's a good name. Very heroic.
I like to think so. Thank you, Hunhao.
Thank you for being our No, not anchor. That came out wrong. That was out of character. Fuck, now my brain's died.
She kind of sees Hunhao struggling for the word and gets up and slaps on the back like a little too hard and says, I know what you're trying to say. Don't worry about it. But I'm trusting you and the others to keep that going. Whether it's good or bad, we just have to trust that what we're doing is just.
Hunhao nods and smiles again, trying not to immediately sort of flinch from the overly hard back slab.
Thanks again for the tea. I'll be alright, so...
I'm
If
glad
you want
you're
to check on how everybody else is doing, maybe that's for the best. I don't think they'd... They probably don't want to see me right now.
Oh, don't say that. But I think it might be a good idea to try and catch up with them. I heard they were going towards the Goblin Market, and I don't want to know what sort of trouble they can get up to there.
Well, can't be any more trouble than usual.
That's what concerns me.
She kind of laughs herself and says, what's the worst that could happen?
At which point the
Full on
GM
knowing
Find
what
out.
she's saying. Yeah.
At which point the GM rolls something quietly.
Yeah. It's also quiet, too quiet. And what the possible is-
The quietest.
And I've got a bad feeling about this.
Split up, gang.
Oh my god.
Like,
Well, fun
you
fact,
know
we
you
already
don't-
have!
What was
Oh
that?
my
literally
god,
have
he's
to
just
roll
rolling
dice.
tons of dice. Dear god, take cover! The GM's summoning a gazebo!
I have no idea what you guys are talking about.
Oh my god!
Then Dan
Um,
realizes you'd have to pick all that up later.
Well, see, here's the thing that actually happened, which was I picked up a small Chessex box of D6s to make a small rattling sound, and then the bottom fell out, so I am currently picking them up.
Oh no.
Those the ones you just got?
So, yes, I'm playing a game of pick up 36 D6. Alright, who's up next?
I think we probably ought to go next because it's getting towards.
Oh yes.
Alright, we go to the Goblin Market. Malkesh and Alyssa are standing in front of three stalls. One is marked Cakes, which has a beautifully decorated cake on it. The other is marked Cakes in quotation marks. That seems to have a display of smaller cakes and metal files. And then the third is marked Cake with two sets of quotation marks on it. And just seems
Oh
to have,
god!
and the goblin just seems to have pucks of hard packed
I was
white
waiting
powder.
for like the question mark, and there'd be like kittens.
It's obviously cakes of fermented pu'er tea, aged and ready to be prepared in a traditional tea set.
Yeah, no.
The market is already busy even early in the morning.
I don't
What do
know,
you
Listen,
do?
they all look pretty trustworthy.
Lizzie side eyes Malkesh.
Bruno just like leans in and kind of points to the one that actually has cakes on it. What? Of course that's the one we're gonna go with. What did you think I meant? And he slowly puts the money away from paying the guy that has the pucks.
Oh god!
You know that process that some coffee is made via some small creature eating it and then using.
Oh yes, yes, the marsupial poop.
That's kind of what happens with these pucks.
Oh my.
Went to a whole weird place.
But it's also like, for some reason, the most goddamn expensive cake you'll ever eat. Is it really worth the price just to be digested? Is it? Is it?
So, Lissy, what color
For rich
should we
people,
get this
yes.
cake?
Well, Gunhild's very blue.
So
Dabbity
blue.
dabby die.
Yeah, probably something blue.
Blue both in appearance and spirit.
What should the other frosting color be?
Gosh.
I'm thinking green.
Lissy's just looking at all the cakes.
Which cakes?
All of them.
All of them.
Oh,
Bruno has to pick up both Malkesh and Lissy in order for them to see the tops of the,
Yes.
of
Can,
the
can
actual.
puffins can puffins turn their heads like owls so they can just like look in all directions?
What about the one that's got like a lock on it? You know, that one under the glass.
I mean, it looks good, but I mean, is a lock really what we're going for? Do we really want to harken back to the fact we like broke a lock? If you want to say sorry, not here have a lock, right?
Well, no, I mean but it's under lock. It's a cake that's under lock and key. Isn't that the bestest cake? Shouldn't we get the bestest?
Oh, you mean the one
One-
under glass, not the one
Yeah,
with the lock
yeah.
on the next cake.
It's not a cake that's shaped like a lock. Well, that one looks really nice, but I'm talking about the one that's like.
Weird theme for the icing, but yeah.
I was looking
mean,
at the wrong stand. I'm sorry.
You just hear the baker just slams his fist on the table. No, I can't sell that. That's a very important cake. It's my masterwork. I'm going to bring it down to the Empire for the celebration and hope that the child is declared the new emperor. Only then must this cake be eaten. For now, it is just for display. I am so sorry. And
I'll
he
give you
turns-
6 gold and 67 silver for it.
Not for sale.
What
And he-
kind of goblin
Okay.
are you?
Can we not just have like a few slices?
This
Listen, we've wronged a friend. We need to fix that friendship. And the only way we can do that is by buying her the best cake that we can afford for 6 gold and 67 silver.
It's the
Wow.
only blue cake there.
This cake is very important. It is my gift to the Empire to secure myself favor and maybe open a bakery in the city. Not
know,
for
I know a
sale.
place
I know what our
that
next
recently-
heist is, guys.
I know a place recently that was vacated. It's a little bit of a fixer-upper, but you might be able to do it. It has a big, like, behind-store safe.
Not in this city. Good day.
Not
And he
anymore.
turns his back to you, and you can see the key dangling from his belt.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Are
You
we
know the
really
worst
gonna?
thing?
needs
You're
to
going to
hang
steal a
upside
cake.
down from
Make a
one
sorry
of
cake for stealing things.
the Mission Impossible it, Malkesh.
Really?
You know the sad part is, Malkesh would like pretend to try to steal it, then he'd just have Bruno knock the guy on the head and take the key. Malkesh is not wise or subtle.
That works too.
Although, I mean, why would you have this display cake that can only be eaten so far in the future? Like, isn't it gonna go stale by then?
Goblin magic.
Yeah, I was gonna say like
I-
hermetically sealed magic or something. I
Wizard
don't know.
bakers did it.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Wizard
Wizard
preservatives.
And now we have the best cake.
That is.
We don't yet. That's the problem.
Yeah. So, what, can you make a cake then?
Yes.
Like, you do bake cakes here, yeah?
Yes,
I'll
I
just put
can.
them in
I
the
can.
glass.
I can make you a cake. It's just that you were demanding that cake.
Well, no, I mean, that's the only cake we saw, so, I mean, you're right, we don't want a stale cake either, do we, Lissy?
I'm imagining Malkesh saying that's the only cake we saw, and like the scene zooming out to Malkesh being surrounded by cakes.
Yo.
Yes, that's pretty accurate.
You're right. I can
Yeah.
understand. You need a real legitimate cake, not like that. Those instant cakes, two stalls down.
Wait, those are instant cakes?
It's
How do these instant cakes work?
you
Are
just
they
add
not
water.
instant cakes?
So you're
Oh
saying I
my
can
god.
take those black, hardened, horrible things around and add water and I'll have instant cakes?
That is what the shopkeeper claims.
Lissy, here,
Is-
take this 10 gold and go get me some instant cake.
Does
Oh
that
my god.
actually
Uh,
hang on a second? Does
sure.
that does it how much water do you use? If we were to put it into the river, would it make the river into cake?
Lissy asking the real question.
The important questions get asked there.
Well, not since the incident, no.
Yeah. I thought your first question was going to be, can we swap out booze for water? But no,
Ooh, rum cake.
exactly.
Instant rum cake.
Rum
Instant
raisin.
upgrade.
No, I don't know. he's you can ask him. I'm not sure how it works. He's one of those engineer types that's been doing all the work recently.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll worry about that later. But we need
If you want a real cake, I will make you a real cake.
Okay,
If you
how
want-
much for a real cake?
I don't know, 4 gold?
I want the best cake I can get for 6 gold and 67.
It must be that amount.
Oh my god.
We are going to spend exactly that amount.
Listen,
Oh.
that's all the discretionary spending I have.
All right, I'll take the gold and make you a cake. It'll be done later today. Do you need it delivered?
Oh, this is gonna go horribly wrong. Yes.
I'm sorry, I had family duck in just for a second there. What was that?
Dude, I can have the cake done later today. Do you want to pick it up, or do you want me to bring it somewhere?
What do you think, Lissy?
I think it ought to be delivered.
Okay, can you put, I'm sorry we dragged you into this moral quandary. We'll try not to do it again. We love you.
You can
Well,
write it around the
please,
side.
KK.
For 6 gold and 67 silver, I can write anything you want.
Well, that's what we'd like. Thank you.
Understood.
Now, if you excuse me, we have a date with some instant cake.
Yes.
I'm sending you
What
assholes
spell
my
do you
fucking
suppose that
Dr.
you
Bill. My sides hurt.
I'll tell you what. What we'll do is we'll buy some instant cake, and then Lissy will. I'll have a tinker roll, and we'll see how we can get this to work.
Oh my
Okay,
god.
you
Lissy's
talk
just
to
like-
them. I need to go buy something over at that book stand. I'll be right back.
I'm just imagine like Lissy just like do it as birds do, just like flapping around in, like a pool of water. I was just like surprise, and just like throws the cake in.
It's like cake bath.
Lissy
It
just
is-
panics
it
and
is
like
now-
starts knocking
it is
frosting
now
everywhere.
Oh god, just surprise cakes. No, you know how you do the thing with the Mentos in a bottle of Coke and it explodes? Just do that and throw a cake at somebody that way.
I
Like
want
cake-
this
cake bomb.
But here's
Now,
10
Kesh-
gold. I've got to go buy this book over here. Hold on, I'll be right back. Go talk
Malkesh
to
and
the
I
cake.
are gonna spend 10 golds worth on instant cake. and-
Instant cake.
Yeah, essentially, a goblin wearing kind of engineer's goggles with kind of the look of a little bit of an alchemist to him. Looks at you. It's like, what can I do what can I do for you in my completely legitimate bakery?
Is that what the
His
sign out
eyes
front
are
says? Just a
weird look.
completely legitimate bakery.
It actually says cakes in 2 sets of quotation
Oh, that's
marks.
alright.
His first name is actually Baker.
I hear that you have some instantaneous cakes.
That is all I have.
That is all that you have? Are you sure?
I specialize in instantaneous cakes.
Sorry, I'm
Wait,
just
wait, no, wait.
processing
Are you-
that
are you-
for a second.
Are you sure? What do you mean by am I sure?
I mean, really? That's all you do?
What are you looking to buy?
Well, as seeing as though there's nothing else, as there's some instant cakes.
Oh, so you actually are looking for cakes. Okay, fine. 50. Let's see. We usually sell them a dozen for 2 gold.
Holy
And
shit.
how exactly do they work?
You just add water.
How long do they last? Kesh whispers and runs back to his book stand.
How long do they last?
Well, I mean, this is why you compress cake, so it can last as long as you need, without having to use and he points over to a glass case, like some sort of spell of preservation. You
Oh
just
my god.
boom, drip, drip, delicious cake.
Boom, you got your cake.
And can you multiply on the amount of cakes that you can get out of one, or do you just get one?
Well, I mean, you can multiply it in the traditional way, which is, if you give me twice as much money, I'll give you twice as many instant cakes.
Traditional.
I would like 10 gold pieces worth of instant cake.
So you would like 5 dozen instant cakes.
I mean, yes.
Yes, I would.
You're,
So,
you-
We're
We have
not
60
buying
cakes.
anything.
Do you see my rather large gentleman next to me? I think you can hold them.
All right.
So you just want 60 instant cakes.
And you're telling me. And you're telling me there's absolutely nothing else you're interested in buying, just instant cake.
Well, apparently there's nothing else you sell.
I mean, you had us at instant cake. I don't understand where the quandary is here.
Like,
Somewhere Ferris is like feels a pain in his stomach.
Look, I'm just saying that if you're looking to buy things, there's a lot of people who are looking to. I mean, you're an Ocby, right? You machines. Any work you need done?
Oh,
Anything?
oh, so you provide work done as well.
Yes.
You provide work.
There are many things that I can compress into instant form.
Many things, eh?
Well, it's
She
most.
she side eyes Bruno.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Side point, Bruno is technically instant as I can desummon him.
Right.
How much is
Overkill.
it for 60 instant Brunos?
Look, I'm just. Look. I normally sell compressed fuel pellets,
Oh.
but the market is completely dried up.
Oh.
So I bought some cake ingredients and tried it with something else.
Well, my friend, and how much did you charge for the fuel?
Well, very, very reasonable price. I mean, I mostly sold it bulk. And I don't, as I said, it's kind of, the market's kind of dried up. I don't have anything on me. I'm trying to branch out my business here. I mean, but if you're,
I might be able to at least temporarily solve that little problem for you, because I would be very interested in purchasing some fuel, compressed fuel.
all right, look, if you go down up to the engineering section of this spot, there's two of my other associates, that, they're, as I said, we're trying to unload a lot of mechanical parts. Doing it on the cheap.
And I don't suppose you'd like to tell me how those mechanical parts came into your possession?
No, I wouldn't.
Not even for some treasure?
I thought you were gonna try
I-
to bribe him with cake.
Some instant cake.
How about some real cake?
We bought this great cake over here. We could just
She
Also-
willfully sells off Gunhild's cake before Gunhild even sees it.
Please remember to subtract 10 gold from your inventory and add 60 instant cakes.
I promise.
I can't wait to figure out what scenario we end up in. Or 60 instant cakes.
You want to do 5 and 5, Lissy? And we'll just split it 30 cakes apiece.
Yes.
Okay.
Malkesh and I will have 30 cakes apiece.
That's
for
terrible.
once.
That's terrible.
The GM has never uttered. Please add
Damn it,
60
Dan beat me
cakes
to it.
your inventory.
I'm just looking forward to seeing how these instant cakes are utilized. I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have put
what
30 compressed cakes into my equipment.
all right. What type of treasure are you talking about here? Let's make some deals. What you got?
Well, I'm gonna need some of that treasure in order to buy some components off of your compatriots. So,
Okay, but what are you selling?
what am I
Like,
selling, Dan?
Like what? Like treasures? Like, are you selling gemstones? Are you?
Well,
Are you selling magic
Airship
items,
parts.
scrolls?
no. I have a very important scroll that I need to keep. She did not say that out loud. That's just me thinking out loud.
Well, you have whatever Malkesh gave you. That's worth 260 gold.
That's what I'm thinking. So I
also have
suppose
airship
what
parts.
Malkesh gave me was some gemstones.
No, you have a handful of dirty Narohama notes that are equivalent to 260 gold, or
Oh.
one small criminal favor.
Okay, so I have these.
Oh, okay. This is the type of bribe we're talking about.
He like waves it around.
Am I not
Yeah.
gonna need some of those for the parts though?
He wiggles his fingers.
Hold on, let me pull out my roll of illegal cash.
Look.
And
As I said, look, this is just seeing this is enough for me to tell you, yes, I will give you information, and this will be enough for some parts. You know what? I would say that's enough from, let's say, half our entire warehouse of what we have collected.
Half, eh? And
Half.
if I could get more like this?
God.
Well, yes, once again, in the traditional way, if you give me twice as much money, I will give you twice as many things.
So I could have the warehouse itself.
You could buy our entire wareship of parts and compressed fuel.
Malkesh?
Malkesh comes back with a little brown baggie with a book inside it. What's going on?
Have you spent all your money yet?
Oh, no, just I bought something for someone special.
Do you want to buy a warehouse? Do you want to build a snowman?
I knew that was coming.
I mean,
Oh god.
we're pretty mobile these days.
It will have
doesn't have to be a
lots
warehouse.
of stuff in it. Maybe.
Lots of
I mean,
I do remember where we are, after all.
I mean, a warehouse sounds good. How much do you need?
Twice as much as what you gave me.
Oh. Well, I did just spend 5 gold on 30 instant cakes.
Yes, but that was important.
I mean, yes. And then he just looks over at Bruno, and Bruno's carrying a giant bag of instant cake.
And then it starts raining, and your instant cakes are instantly ruined.
Don't give Dan any ideas.
They're not just
Yes.
they're not instantly ruined, they're just
Instantly
cakes.
cake.
Bruno is now carrying a bag full of cake.
Bruno is now Cake Man. It's expanded through his bones.
He opens the bag of cake holding and it just sends out a beam of cake.
Cake golem.
Well, I
still
mean,
not over. Your cakes are not ruined, instantly ruined. They're just instantly cake.
I
The
know.
most obvious fucking response.
It's so good.
I mean, what does the warehouse get us, Lissy?
Can I just discuss something with my friend here
Sure.
without you listening?
All right.
Malkesh.
He probably
He breaks an
needs his own
instant
shop.
cake. The shop owner breaks an instant cake in half, puts them in his ear, drops, and kind of just 2 cakes blow up like earplugs, and he gives you 2 thumbs up.
They gotta have a sound like.
Oh,
Malkesh.
Yeah. Yes, Lissy. What?
I'm fairly certain that these goblins may have pilched some parts from the Halcyon.
So, we're not really buying a warehouse, we're buying the stuff that they stole.
Yes.
So, do we actually need to pay them, or can we just kill them and take the stuff back?
Well, I don't know where the warehouse is, otherwise that would be an incredibly good plan.
Okay, so let's find out where it is, and we'll get the rest of our friends. And oh yeah, Gunhild's really not gonna like this.
This is
We
the
don't
biggest.
have to. We bought Gunhild a cake for 6 gold.
She can't do that.
And 67
Yeah.
silver.
No, yeah,
You'll
no,
totally be ready to kill people randomly after that.
yeah.
I think it's a great idea.
Although,
No, you
I
can't.
mean, okay,
I-
I
Oh
trust.
my
I
God.
trust you, Lissy. I mean, you've trusted me, so I don't see why I shouldn't trust you. Here's the money I have.
Excellent. Now, to figure out.
well, you just bought them, right? Like that's just that's it.
Maybe we don't have to kill anybody.
Did we just buy the warehouse and all the parts too?
That's what you just
Yeah.
did.
The goblin is just like he pulls cake out of his ear. Are you serious?
Do we look serious?
No.
Serious is somebody who just bought 60 instant cakes.
I was
Exactly.
gonna say you have a goblin with a plague mask and floppy ears and a little puffin person. No, we don't look serious.
All right, just give me 1 second, and he kind of runs off. And if you wait around, he'll suddenly be back with 2 other goblins. And pretty much it's like, okay, and they're all pretty much talking over each other at once. And he's like, shut up. All right, so we'll sell you. And he takes out the deed to this warehouse, the keys to this warehouse, and everything in the warehouse for all that.
Can we see what's in the warehouse first?
It's they kind of look and then huddle.
Listen,
then
I
they
just
turn
don't
around.
like the idea of you saying everything in the warehouse, double quotation marks. We show up, there's nothing in the warehouse.
Okay,
And we've seen how much you like double quotation marks.
I do really like double quotation marks. Look. Oh, wait, no, wait. Pretty much. He looks. Jimson's their accountant. Give me the manifest. And he passed him a book, and then he just hands it to Malkesh. This is a list of everything in the warehouse. We're liquidating our business, dude.
Alyssa, it's up to you. Wow, that's a lot of stuff. He kind of flips through the number of pages.
Yeah, you're just looking at like a lot of compressed fuel, a lot of different parts for different types of mechanical projects, but particularly it is mostly airship parts.
Okay. Alright. I think we should do it. I think we should get this warehouse.
Well, I guess if it'll help the party.
The goblin's pretty much like, gimme.
Makesh hands the money to Lissy, not to the goblins.
There's kind of that moment of like he's reaching out towards you and just follows towards Lissy.
Lissy holds the money way back. Hang on. So, we've seen the manifest.
Yes.
We've bought some cake. Yes?
Yes, you've bought lots of cake.
He now has like a feather in his
Really
face.
looking
Exactly
forward to
60 cakes.
You are literally my best customer right now.
And you swear to me. Do I have to write up a contract?
Oh, I probably know someone that's good at that. Makesh doesn't even look around. He just screams out, "Z's, are you here?"
1 second, I'll be right over! Just kind of like you just see like a, it's like she just zooms up and like kind of wobbles in the air when she stops so suddenly. All right, friends, what can I do for you for?
Hey, Z's, have some instant cake. How are you?
Oh, instant cake. I've never had this before. I'm doing really well.
We need you to write a contract for us.
Okay, I can do that. What
Meanwhile,
for?
Gundy's like shopping in the city, and like she's talking to Z's before suddenly Z's is just replaced with a smoke cloud in the shape of Z's.
Lissy, go ahead.
She was like,
We'd like a guarantee, a goblin guarantee that.
Oh no, you don't want that. Oh no, not
Sorry.
not
We
even
want
close.
a
You want a
better than
goblin
goblin
guarantee. You
guarantee.
want an actual
would like-
guarantee, like.
We would like a partner's guarantee.
There we go. Yeah. Put
That-
some real official sealing on it.
Yes, that all of these parts that they are willing to sell to us are actually in this warehouse that we're willing to buy.
The guy's just like, done! Where do I sign?
It's partners without the quotes.
Yes, without double quotes.
Without any quotes.
So you're only gonna get out of this with some amount of quotes.
Right, and then I suppose we have a deal.
Smoke comes off the paper as is. Sign here.
Fancy writing.
And pretty much the goblin will just sign right away and then give you grabby hands once again.
Lissy signs it and passes over the money.
It's like, congratulations! You're now the proud owner of a airship part warehouse business, and holy shit, we're saved, guys! We can buy something that actually sells now! Oh, thank Christ. I hope you have a plan for that.
Well, we do, thankfully.
I'm an orc bee. Hello.
Because, let me tell you this. Wingspring ain't buying no more.
Really?
Interesting.
You just hear the guy in the back. I told you we should have got out while we still could. Shut up, shut up, shut up. It was a gravy train.
The keys, if you don't mind? And the
He-
address?
He hands you the keys, he hands you the deed, he hands you the manifest. He's just like, on the house, and he puts another dozen instant cakes on top.
Now
Or...
We are up to 72 instant cakes.
72 instant cakes.
So,
No,
wasn't that split in half?
71.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, it's right. Okay.
Well, that's not as exciting.
Yeah, but we could still have one instant cake an hour for the next 3 days straight.
I want to
That's
hold on to
36
all.
apiece.
I do want to hold on to all of these cakes until just the right moment appears.
I think that's
It'll be
a
like
good
6
idea.
months from now. It's like, hey guys, remember the instant cakes?
Alright. Guys, we only have 35 dozen more instant cakes to sell, and we're done.
Oh, God.
Well, good luck with that, because I think we're full. I am completely out of money.
Alright. Pleasure doing business with you. I'm getting out of here!
Have
And he pretty
fun.
much rips down the cake banner and starts packing up his instant cakes.
Well, he was pleasant. Oh, I got something for you, Lissy.
You did?
Yeah, you kind of had talked about skeletons when you were, like, threatening to disassemble that one guy that was Nass's brother? So I got you this. He hands the little, like, brown paper bag with a little, like, cardboard book inside of it.
Oh, you really, honestly, you shouldn't have. And she pulls the book out.
It's just my first skeleton book. It's like,
Oh my God.
like literally like for a preschooler.
She flips it open and she's like, the collarbone's connected to the arm bone.
Oh my god!
I added some notes in the margin. It's hard to find a complete medical document in a goblin bookstore, apparently.
It's just all Melcash notes.
This is awesome! Thank you very much. I wish I'd got something for you now. I suppose I did get a warehouse full of airship parts.
That he paid for?
And some instant cakes. Well, no, he
Yeah.
has instant cakes.
Well, let's get back and see if the cake's ready soon, because if not, I think we're gonna have to duck into our supply.
That's a
Got a
good.
hankering for cake now.
What about an airship built that's fueled on cake?
No, the cake is for eating. Listen, I don't have to eat, but I want to eat. You gotta understand.
Oh, I understand. Yeah, I understand. I get it.
It's kind of like feeding cake to Bruno. It doesn't do anything, but it's still satisfying.
Just look at that smile.
Kind of terrified of what's satisfying about that.
I mean,
Well, you
it's
can see
cake.
what happens.
You just seem so happy afterwards.
You've never
Let's
seen a
see.
skeleton smile?
Lissy, you do notice something about the deed that you've purchased. It is very near to the location that Samuel told you about.
Oh. Okay. Well, I need to go there anyway, don't I?
Well, you don't need to do anything. You don't need to buy 60 instant cakes. But you did.
Daniel, I think we both know that I needed to do this.
Also, it was 72 instant cakes. Thank you.
Yes.
Well,
But I
somewhere
still
on
didn't have
house.
cash.
12 of them were free.
So, I suppose we go back and tell the others now. And wait for Goodhill to get her cake!
All right, Nastasia,
Good lord.
Oh boy.
we've got enough time for one more scene.
Really? Okay.
You're walking with Amboise. What do you do?
Well.
Look, there's a place that sells instant cakes.
Definitely not looking for instant cake. I mean, besides the fact that I'm kind of looking for anything that, because you said this business is not out in the open, so it's not like
Yes.
just rolling up to the ye old street corner. But I'm actually kind of half going by either memory or seeing if there are people that I would actually recognize. I mean, I didn't do most of my work in Narham Empire. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, no, you can. If you want to have somebody, you can either roll, let's say, you can either roll a relatable background check of your choice, or if you have any icon die to spend.
Technically I do, but I'm gonna wait on that one. Oh wait, I have one with the Empire too, don't I? Icon. Yes, I have a success with the Empire. I guess because most of my work, like I said, was in the Empire. But there's overlap between the two areas. Actually, fairly significant overlap between either how things are run or who is literally doing the running.
Yeah, no, with that, it's effortless for you to find somebody you know, and to kind of get in where you need to get in. You even pretty much know where to avoid that would be possibly more family control.
Right.
Mhm.
That would help.
Yeah. What type of information are you looking for?
Because I figure if they're actually good at their job, they're not going to be keeping like a running list of here are all of the clients I had this week and here's the shit they're into. But I guess general. Which groups do you see around here more often? Or who have you suddenly not been?
Somebody you would have recognized quite well, and somebody who trusts you. If we give you some information, and he pretty much looks to you. It's like, you know what? Now that you mention it, we normally don't do much with the army or the guard types around here, but for a little bit there was an Imperial representative that came here to do a lot of business. He came up and he was a regular of mine, but I haven't seen him in a bit.
He didn't mention the nature of the business at all, did he?
He said he was buying and selling.
Aren't they all?
I think Yeah, no, he brokered I think he brokered a few big deals with one of the criminal families here. When he first came up, he worked for the library, but afterwards he seemed to be a more independent contractor, or at least worked for some different part of the Empire. Look, he said he was getting annoyed with the criminal that he was dealing with. I think they had his number and they were really milking him.
But
Yeah.
yeah, it's been by.
Hasn't been by in a while.
Huh. Oh, sorry for that loss of business, I guess.
Meh. It's not bad for me. I think... At least I feel like him disappearing... I think it may have tied to people losing much worse business than I did. Like, yeah. Like, it used to be pretty much... It used to be one of these bosses just gave out contracts left and right. Everybody could pretty much sell. They needed... Like, when his first one, he needed an absurd amount of, well, delicate machinery. Needed on the quiet. I don't know where it went, but when he came back the next time, as I said, it wasn't working for the library that time. But then he needed, and, then he would, get this and that. And the last time I saw him, he literally demanded, like, that was when he was so pissed. He told me that he was gonna string up that little kobold for playing both sides. And, like, it's... Like, since then, all the, like, pretty much anybody who, sells parts or does any type of mechanical work, it's just the people who are, like, deep in the crime families, like, the most trusted of the trusted. But I haven't seen him since.
Huh. Good to know.
Yeah, it's been, but ultimately it's been good because, neither of the big players, none of them really affect our business. Like, there's always a few that try to kind of step in and put everything together, but usually they're good at pushing it out. Hell, like, I mean, especially when it comes to, like, working the canals, you can pretty reliably put some cash down and get some merman muscle to watch your back.
Oh. Speaking of players in town, and for this one, she'll kind of lean in a little, because I guess I trust this guy. We're looking for more info. I don't know if you would hear much of her directly, but on this Bandit Queen character.
Oh, right, yeah, talk of the town. A lot of people say it's because of her that we're down to just a couple of major players. Disruptive is what I would say. I see a couple of clients who tried to get on her good side the traditional ways, but she seems to want very, very specific things.
Guess we just need to find out what those things are.
I mean, like, it's a good city to lay low in. I mean, as I said, not only is it already pretty low on the authorities here, almost everybody's tripping over themselves to get on our good side. And I don't know what wins the rumors of whatever she did got carried in on, but
On that note, it's all right to lay low in at the moment, but I heard through the grapevine that the Empire is looking to maybe look a little more closely here
Oh,
shortly.
jeez.
You might want to lay low for a bit.
All right, I'll get the people I know together and keep an eye out. Geez, thanks for the tip, Nastasia.
Anytime.
Oh, gee, wow, that's
I'd say,
a-
like, how long has it been? Like, it was about a week you said a week-ish when
Yeah.
you left.
You've got about 4 days remaining.
Okay, then I'll say in about 4 days.
Oh, jeez, oh, that's not a lot of time.
Better than nothing. That's all I got.
But why would they come now? Like when, in theory, the city's like the strongest crime family's the strongest it's been. Why wouldn't they just try to break up when it was 14 or 15 different little bosses just fighting over turf?
That I can't say.
He kind of pauses for a moment and thinks. There has, like, as I said, my guy worked for the library for a bit. And I think he brokered 2 pretty big projects while he was up here. But definitely something changed about him after he stopped working and started whatever the thing he was doing afterwards. I, of course, kept my ear to the ground, and they every now and then, some of the library people still come up, but they were a little bit more no nonsense, all business types.
Sounds right. From what I've seen of library folks.
But like I guess, and this is just me getting some conjecture here, but I don't feel like whatever faction my guy was in the Empire, I don't think they're on very good terms with the library anymore. Or maybe the library is not on very good terms with them. I hear a lot of things, and they put a good face on it, but the Imperial government's a big machine, and it's not a unified force.
Yeah, the bigger they get, the more it seems to divide.
But I didn't even ask, what are you doing here? Are you working?
No, not tonight. Just
Alright, because, I mean, as I said, you did me a solid. I could try to hook you up with some clients if need be.
nah. Need not be. But thanks.
No problem.
And keep an ear out.
Absolutely. Pretty much upon walking out, Ambois would kind of climb and perch on your shoulder and just be, doesn't seem all good in the Empire.
Surprise.
No,
Well, we already knew that, Florentine was aiming for more control over whatever it is she's planning on doing.
Hmm. I think the question is she the higher power getting angry, or is she making a higher power?
My bet's on Dork too.
Possible. I mean, it is also possible the family did have quite a few fingers in the Empire itself. From what we've looked at, it's possible. Well, it's quite possible that, well, they also might be an enemy of Florentine. I mean, remember when during while we were interrogating Wulfric, he said that you had used body doubles to hide yourself.
Yeah, that clever trick. Yeah, so clearly she wasn't working with the family.
No. Clearly not working with the family, and clearly, well, I mean, the unfortunate thing is cared enough to try to hide you, but did still try to kill us immediately.
I figured that was more to conveniently not have to explain what she was doing, rather than out of any real concern.
Quite possible. Quite possible. Either way, perhaps if we find a little bit more information on whatever's going on here within the Empire, we might have a little bit more pressure. We could put on Wulfric and lead him towards an answer.
Absolutely. Right now, though, we just don't even know what's in our hand, and they both know it.
It's troubling. And I know we don't like helping Florentine too much, but I would like to find that laboratory, and well, while I would like to do it before she does, at least she's a known quantity.
True. I also think in the immediate future should be more. Well, no, the lab was here, right?
Oh, and he kind of looks like he's trying hard to remember. And it was near, I think.
Well then.
I don't think I would hide two in a city. This is so bothersome. Why does death steal so many of your memories?
I wouldn't know.
No, perhaps I should talk to Melkesh about it, as he's getting a little bit more understanding of the necromantic arts, but normally this level of memory loss isn't common, and I just assumed it's because I went up and down so often and had quite a long life to remember, but the fact that it's not coming back to me is concerning.
Possibly purposeful?
The only thing, especially after what we saw in Grand Nadastrum, the only thing that worries me more than somebody else purposefully keeping me from remembering something is my past self keeping me from.
Well, hopefully past you would have at least left a note.
Would have been helpful. And he kind of hops down from your shoulder and walks alongside. And we are at quarter after, unless, Nastasia, you have anything else you'd like to ask or do before we wrap up for the night?
That's about it.
Bless you.
And
Bless you.
so we end with not a whimper, but a lot of fucking sneezes.
But a lot of sneezes. All right. Well, thank you so much, everybody. Please remember to tune in every Sunday as we do this at this new time of 5 p.m. Eastern. That's right. Right?
Yeah,
Right.
5 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah.
Yeah.
5 p.m. Eastern. And as well, tune in at 9:30 Eastern on Tuesday for Adderjäger.
We beat up a pangolin last week.
A game about fighting giant, terrifying beasts and
And
turning them
all-
into armor.
And falling off them repeatedly.
And falling into them.
All right. Thank you so much. Good night.
Good night, everybody.
Night.